So today I want to address a question that we get all the time, and that is, what are the best basketball sneakers? How often do we get that question?
Frequently.
Probably one of the most frequent questions we get.
Yeah.
Whenever we get a question over and over and over again, and instead of just answering each person individually, I think it makes sense to make a video because the questions are coming from you guys and girls. So this way we can answer everybody at the same time, and we can answer future people who haven't asked the question yet but are going to ask it. You get the point. So with that said, I want to talk about the 5 best basketball sneakers right now. Before we jump into it, if you enjoyed the video, if you find it helpful, please hit that thumbs up button. It does go a long way. And don't forget to subscribe. We do a brand new video every single weekday, Monday through Friday, and sometimes we even do a video on the weekends. And keep in mind, these are basketball sneakers that are available right now. It doesn't do you guys any good if we tell you about, a sneaker that was available in 2007 that you can't even hoop in now. This is stuff that you can go out. This is for basketball players, whether you play at the Boys and Girls Club, whether you play in high school, college, if you play in a rec league, if you play professionally, whatever the case is, any level basketball player, we want you to be able to actually take this advice or take these recommendations and go do something with it and have that translate into on-court performance. So with that said, I guess I will start with number 1, the Nike PG1. This is Paul George's first signature sneaker. This is the newest addition to the basketball rotation for me personally, and I love this sneaker. I've only played in it a few times, but I've played in it enough to know that I love it. Normally, I'm huge on impact protection. Like, I need the impact protection, like, super beefed up, like the LeBron 10. Like, I loved that impact protection. That's my number 1 priority. But having said that,
There's enough.
There's enough here, and you can feel that zoom bag in the front of the shoe, that zoom bag in the forefoot. Most basketball players know what I mean when I say when you step and when you're walking on the ball of your foot, you can really feel that zoom bag. On some sneakers, they say there's zoom in them and you can't even really feel it. But on this, you definitely can. And the traction on this shoe is excellent. The lockdown on this shoe is phenomenal. This little strap here, it's not just for show. When you tighten this here and bring it across, it really gives you that one-to-one custom fit that I think every athlete really wants. The only downside to this shoe really is if you don't like low-cut sneakers or if you have a wide foot, because it does run a little bit narrow. Other than that, these are awesome. $110. I mean, that is phenomenal. In the land of $180 and $220 and $250 sneakers, $110 just automatically leapfrogs a lot of the options out there, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Cool. So this is down. I don't want to talk for too long on each one, but number 2, the Jordan B-Fly. So this is Bucket's favorite sneaker. For me, there's not enough impact protection. I like it a lot, but there's just not quite enough as far as cushioning goes. The lockdown on this shoe, though, the lockdown and traction is unbelievable. It's very minimal.
Yeah.
You get ridiculous lockdown. You don't need a strap. And it's also a little bit higher cut than the PG1. And these are also $110. Maybe we'll just do that. Maybe we'll go price point wise. We weren't necessarily going to do any order, but that makes sense. We'll go cheapest to most expensive. Number 3, the Nike KD9. Excellent, excellent sneaker. This has been out for a while now, but nonetheless, it's almost better because retail on these $150, but you can find them on sale. I've seen them as low as like $110, and it is a great sneaker. I played in this sneaker probably more than any other sneaker here because I played all summer in it.
Yeah.
For me, like I said, impact protection is huge. So the cushioning setup, the cushioning tech is paramount. That's the highest priority above all else. And the impact protection on these is just excellent. I mean, you have the full length zoom, but they also gave us, and you can see my pair actually split right here after wearing them a ton, but The LeBron 10 was just straight through, and it made the shoe very stiff, and it wasn't very flexible. Because they gave this flex groove at the ball of the foot, it gives you a little more mobility, and I think that's really a good look. And then the upper is super lightweight. It's just a great shoe. If I was going to talk about a weakness to this shoe, I think that it would maybe be a little bit of foot slippage, maybe a little tiny bit of a lockdown issue, but it was good. Or maybe durability. And it just kind of worked out this way, but actually I'm looking over here at these two shoes, this shoe and these two shoes here, and this kind of bridges the gap a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's a lightweight shoe that kind of has the impact protection. It's got like a little bit of each. So this is a really, really good option. And I think that, and this is important in a performance sneaker when you're talking about like the best available, I think that this is good for any player. A guard, a big man, a small player, a heavy player. This is just a really, really good option. Number 4, the Adidas Crazy Explosive. Where do I start with this shoe? For me, this shoe was such a breath of fresh air because I haven't been a fan of Adidas basketball for a little while now. Back in the day, when I played in high school, even into college a little bit, I was obsessed with the Adidas Pro model.
No.
I mean, we were sponsored by Adidas in high school, and the Pro model, we pretty much had an endless supply of them, and I just fell in love with it. You love the Pro model as well. We have another brother, even he loved the Pro model. So, but Adidas basketball really fell off for a while. I wasn't really a fan of the D Rose models, and when this shoe came out, I wasn't expecting that much, just because I had played in Boost basketball sneakers before, and I wasn't crazy about it. I love it casually, but up until this sneaker, I wasn't a huge fan of it basketball performance-wise. This shoe changed all of that. The impact protection on it is as good as it gets. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like you're walking on clouds, or playing on clouds, I guess I should say. But it's still responsive, and you still have some court feel. It's not all willy-nilly. Because they caged it in on one side and have it open on the other side, it just works. It just goes with the flow of the foot and the flow of the game and kind of basketball movements. It's also a high cut sneaker. So if you like a higher cut sneaker and you just like how that kind of feels while you're on the court, this is going to be a great option. The two downsides to this shoe is it's a little bit heavy. So if you're somebody who puts, a big emphasis on a lightweight shoe, this might not be the best look. And I don't know why they did this on the retail pairs, because all the NBA players who wear these, they have a couple extra lace loops, and I can only imagine, I haven't played in that sneaker, but I can only imagine the lockdown is going to be better, because in this shoe, it's not bad lockdown. The lockdown is good, but there's something about it where I wish I could feel a little more pressure on the top of my foot, like, okay, I'm locked in here. But nonetheless, it's unbelievable. And if you're a guy that has had any knee problems or any ankle issues or just joint issues in general, shin splints, any of that stuff, these are going to be an absolutely great look, because it's, when you land, I forget what it is, but the amount of pressure per pound of body weight of you landing, that's why basketball is a brutal sport, because it's just pounding, 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 pounding. Whether you're on a wood court or asphalt, dirt, it doesn't matter. The pounding, 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 year after year after year, can wear your body down. So even if you don't have joint issues, if you want to preserve your body, a shoe like this is a really good option. The one other thing I want to mention about this sneaker, I've mentioned it before, but not a great outdoor sneaker as far as durability goes, because this traction on the bottom, this outsole, is going to wear down mighty, mighty quick. But unless you're hooping in like a Nike Air Raid or something like that, nothing really holds up outside.
Yeah, they're not.
Some stuff you can say, oh, this is more pliable and this is not. But the truth of the matter is, if you're hooping in sneakers outside, and if you're a guy who hoops outside, then you already know this. You don't need me to tell you that.
They wear down faster.
They wear down faster than they would inside. That's just the fact of it. So, number 4, Mutabella. Mutabella?
Mutabella.
Mutabella. And last but not least, number 5, the Nike LeBron 14. Like I said, it's kind of, there's kind of been a little bit of a progression here. Impact protection definitely right up there with the KD9. It's even a little bit of it feels like a bulkier cushioning setup than the KD9. Right up there with the Crazy Explosive.
Yeah, a different type of cushioning, but
a different type of cushioning. It is
definitely
it's a different feel, and it's a relatively lightweight sneaker as far as LeBron's go.
Yeah, for sure.
Which we talked about already. I think that's dope that they did that. I think that's a great look because a lot of LeBron's are strictly big man sneakers.
Yeah.
Like I get that he's not a center, but like most of his sneakers are big guy sneakers.
Yeah.
So I think they did a really nice job on this model. And it's kind of like they blended some elements from the Soldier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, with the strap and
and
the upper construction.
I like that they bring the strap.
I love straps.
Yeah, I like straps too, especially when they do something.
Yeah.
Now, this strap isn't as noticeably functional as the PG1.
Agreed.
But keeps the shoe from coming untied.
Yeah.
Traction was good on this sneaker as well. Really traction, all of these sneakers have good traction.
There's no weakness on these 5 in the traction.
Right, it's not really an issue. Keep in mind, if you guys are playing on like super dusty, dirty courts, it doesn't matter what sneaker you have. You're gonna have to wipe your sneakers off. You're gonna have to do that. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. It just comes with the territory. Same thing with playing outside and wearing down the outsole. It just kind of comes with the territory. But my one issue with this sneaker is the lockdown. It's not top of the line. There's definitely a little bit of slippage. I think of all these sneakers, it's probably the weakest lockdown wise. Still a sneaker that I love because I value impact protection and the cushioning setup so much. So that is that. And I guess let's just go in reverse now just to recap it. The Nike LeBron 14, the Adidas Crazy Explosive Prime Knit High, the Nike KD9, the Jordan B-Fly, and the Nike PG1. And there you have it, the 5 best basketball sneakers right now. I will put the links to all this stuff in the description if you want to grab a pair. If you're on the fence or you're undecided about how a sneaker runs or how it's going to feel, go to your local sneaker store and see if you can try a pair on. That's the best way to do it, unless you already know, and then you can just grab them online. Thank you for watching, as always. Oh, leave us a comment below. Let us know what your favorite pair of sneakers is to play ball in. If you have any of these, if you've hooped in any of these, if you disagree with us, if we left one off the list in your opinion, always love to hear from you. So leave a comment below. I got nothing else. Buckets has nothing else. Foamy, Buckets, who you cannot see. We're out of here. So just to recap in reverse real quick. Maybe you can edit in. Let's see that in an instant replay. We'll see. The LeBron 14.